Have what looks like likely damaging hail and damaging wind gusts moving through Leander and toward the Georgetown area. This mean line of severe thunderstorms is moving southeastward at 35 miles per hour. That puts it into the following communities at the times listed, if not a little bit earlier. Pflugerville, let's be ready for this. Sheltering indoors, pets inside when appropriate, at or before 4:52. Downtown Austin, it's arriving a little early at 5:01. ABIA even 5:15. That's southeast, of course, of the downtown area. Let me zoom in up here in the Georgetown area. As we take our storm chaser shot, Jeff Mangum, I think we have their picture in this area. They've been dancing around right now from Liberty Hill down to Leander. You know, our meteorologist, Kristen Curry, is actually with Jeff on the highway there. Of course, they're doing this as safely as possible as trained meteorologists and storm chasers. They tell me, and you can see it here, the highway is pretty full. Of course, it is rush hour on a Friday. I understand people have to go places, but these are pretty dangerous storms with the possibility of golf ball size hail and hurricane force wind gusts. If you really don't have to be outside, we do not want you to be inside. Let's go over to meteorologist Nick Bannon. We've got Sean Kelly in the house as well. Nick, if you could help me out with the hail that we're seeing in these storms.
Yeah, and it's been pulsing, David, as we've been seeing for the last hour, going from just about an inch in diameter to seeing some golf ball size hail too, which of course is just under an inch in diameter as well. And that, of course, was one of the main concerns that we were talking about leading up to today, is the potential for some really large hail. And as we zoom in on this particular storm of note, which is the storm of concern right now, you can see where the darker blues are showing up just to the west of Georgetown. That's where we have the potential right now of golf ball sized hail, and that type of hail can do some damage. You can see some of the streets showing up there. This is also affecting you in Leander, Liberty Hill too. The hail is rather large, stretching all the way to Gerald as well. So it's not just one small piece of the storm that has some large hail. It's actually a good chunk of it. Almost the whole line brings some type of hail threat, and this is moving off to the east-southeast at roughly 40 miles per hour. So it's coming in a hair quickly here today, but that would mean that it would leave rather quickly as well. But we just want you to sort of stay inside, stay off the roads while this is moving through, which should be just about an hour at any particular location that you have to deal with this storm. But you can see there, just to the west of Georgetown, the at least smaller hail is starting to pick up, and then you get closer to Williams Drive, and that's where you get some of the golf ball sized hail showing up there, David.
Yeah, let's go to our weather net, if we can pull that as a direct source back in the control room. This is our Georgetown camera, and again, you're seeing a lot of people on the highway. I wonder why they're braking right there. There is an overpass right there. I sure hope people are not using the overpass as shelter. That is inadvisable because it backs up traffic behind it, leaving other people unable to get off the highway and exposed to the elements. They used to advise this in a tornado warning or in hail, but it really honestly creates more problems than it helps solve. So we do not advise sheltering under an overpass if you or any family or friends you know are on the road. Unfortunately, guys, it looks like that's what's happening to me behind that tree. We can see some hail. Can we pan the Georgetown camera, Sean, to the right so we can look at the roof line right here? Maybe a little bit down. I wish we had audio on this camera. Look at that. You can see some big hail there knocking off the tin roof at the Ewald Kubota Cam. If we go a little bit farther right, I wonder if you can see some of these hailstones kind of flowing down the grooves there. Yeah, that doesn't look like, you know, tennis ball, baseball size hail, but that could be quarter size hail, which is enough to damage your car. It is actually sometimes enough to damage the roof, especially when it gets a little bit larger than quarter size, like ping pong or golf ball. And that's what these storms are capable of. Georgetown, again, we are looking live on I-35 at the Ewald Kubota camera where large hail is falling. If we go back left, I hate to see what the traffic looks like now. Meteorologist Sean Kelly helping us out here in the Weather Center tonight. As these severe storms move into Austin, it looks like now traffic is backed up because of people possibly stopping under that overpass just beyond the tree line there, which is not a good situation at all. We really don't advise being on the roadways in the metro area for the next hour or two at all. Let's go back to the radar. And Sean, let's go even tighter on this if we can. It looks like Georgetown proper down in the square, starting to get some small hail. Let's go into the larger hail over on DB Wood Road. If you're on the west side of Georgetown, we are picking up, and this is a really good indication because the radar is very close to you in Granger, what could be golf ball size hail falling right now. If you haven't moved your car under cover or under a carport or in the garage, don't do it right now. That is not worth your life. That's why you have insurance. You can fix that tomorrow. We do want you to stay indoors. Make sure your dogs are inside. Any livestock you have has proper protection as well. Here's Williams Drive, west of I-35. Lakeway Drive and I-35 starting to see some hail. As we go to DB Wood and Williams Drive, this really looks like the worst hail. And if we pan right now, you'll see who's in the path of this worst hail. Remember, we get a radar scan about every 60 or 90 seconds in these severe weather situations, but sometimes, there you go, you saw it just update, sometimes it might be 1 minute behind. So now crossing I-35 toward Northeast Inner Loop, North Austin Avenue, all these communities here along I-35 on the north side of Georgetown, you guys are starting to get what looks like damaging hail on the radar. And Georgetown proper, you guys are next. Do we have Mercedes shot? We don't have her yet. Okay, we've got a crew in Cedar Park as well. They're sheltering safely in a parking garage inside of their vehicle, but we'll get a shot from our storm chasing vehicle as soon as we can. Let me know when we have that. You see that purple and maroon right over Georgetown on the reflectivity? That is the most intense part of the storm, bringing damaging hail right now to Georgetown. Jonah, Hutto, you guys are next. If you are in Round Rock, we want you to stay indoors now because of the lightning threat quickly approaching. Please do shelter in place until the worst of the storms have passed. Here's the radar site. You see Granger and Wahlberg? Might have to take off the warning layers there to get some queries. We are also very concerned with damaging winds, not only hail, but notice these bright green colors from Georgetown northeastward toward Granger and Wahlberg. Bartlett getting a big wind blast as well. Our radar, which this is right at ground level when you're that close to the radar, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've seen some indications on and off of up to, let's see if we can query some of these real bright ones, Sean. These could be hurricane-force winds that are approaching Granger. This would be a west to east wind. So if you have the option, hang out, on the east side of your home. We don't want you on the windows of the west side of your home, because if this brings down a tree into your window, soon you're going to be feeling that 70-mile-an-hour wind inside of your home. In a severe thunderstorm warning, remember, we don't have a tornado warning, but in a severe thunderstorm warning, we always advise you stay indoors and away from windows, just in case we see wind damage like this. Also seeing some indications of 50-plus mile-per-hour winds in Georgetown. Let me take you a little southwestward down the line. Leander looks like the worst of the winds are past you now, but that means Cedar Park is next. Lago Vista getting some wind as well. Let's check in on the hail on this part of the line if we can. See if we're getting anything like, hopefully not like what Georgetown is getting. This is more the part of the line that's moving into Austin. So I know you guys watching from Travis County want to know what's heading our way. There's the worst hail we just talked about in Georgetown, but let's go tight here in Leander. It looks like we're seeing some, what is that, golf ball, ping pong ball size hail just west of Leander here out toward 2243. If you are in Leander, our radar is picking up on up to quarter size hail, which we certainly want you to stay indoors for. And this hail is moving eastward right into Leander. So that golf ball size hail is likely in Leander. You notice the radar movement as we rewind and fast forward, that hail moving right into the Leander area. Okay, gentlemen, what am I missing here in the Weather Center? We haven't seen any signs of rotation yet along this line, have we?
We've been looking at some occasional rotation, especially as you take it up a little further to Milam County, north of Cameron, Sean. There's still a little bit of an inflow there, just south of Rosebud. More of a visual on the reflectivity than on the actual rotation, though, which appears broad enough for now, but worth watching. Otherwise, straight line winds continue to be a concern, gusts of 60 to 75 miles per hour, anywhere up and down that line, David.
Okay, yeah, that certainly looks like the main threat to me as well. The severe thunderstorm warning continues into Travis County. Looks like we just got an update to this warning, likely for at least 60 to 70 mile per hour potential wind gusts. It's in effect here in Travis County, including downtown Austin now until 5:15. Do we have Jeff's shot back in the, okay, we've lost his shot. Got it, and they don't have their shot up for us? Okay, very good. It sounds like they're in the midst of the storm, so I do want to give you guys a good picture of why we need to stay out of this, because it is really an intense one up there in Williamson County. Here's the line moving eastward at about 35 miles per hour. Notice some lightning strikes even out ahead of it in the Pflugerville area. Stay indoors out there. The storm is too close for you to be outside anymore. As Nick and Sean track this eastward at 35 miles an hour, here are the latest arrival times of that big wind blast and the potential for damaging hail. Bee Cave, any moment here, well, I guess in about 15 minutes rather, Pflugerville 509, Westlake 514, downtown Austin, that is, at 522, Pleasant Valley 530, Del Valley and Weberville between 530 and 545. This line of storms is arriving just a little bit ahead of schedule, but it is just as intense as we had feared. I wonder if we can go back to one of our live cameras, guys, maybe the Georgetown camera.
I actually have on our traffic weather computer, if we can take that one, I've got the southeast inner loop in Georgetown, showing you what it looks like there. Some traffic lights, some flashing lights as drivers there try to navigate along I-35, running into waterlogged roads. We're not seeing much traffic coming from the other direction at this point. Certainly some very heavy rain in that area that we'll keep watching, but this is why we were advising that this is the time of day that we didn't want many people out on the roads. Certain people, you just have to be. But, you know, for those of you that have the option and you're thinking about leaving, you know, give it a little bit of time, allow these storms to move through. They're going to be quick movers, so it's not going to be an all-night thing, and then we can get back to whatever it is you plan. But this is just an indication of what it looks like out there for some people thinking about going out, Dave.
Nick, good illustration there. We just got a confirmed report of golf ball-sized hail up in Jarrell. Golf ball-sized hail reported in Jarrell from this storm. You can see the worst of that hail has now passed that area. But let's go back on the hail core, if we can, Sean, to Georgetown. It looks like now we're seeing even further intensification of this damaging hail in Georgetown.
Yeah, that's right. Just south of Georgetown there, you can see it intensify in the last 15 minutes or so in the latest frame here, pushing down towards the south and east rather quickly. 35 to 40 miles per hour is the movement of this cell that we're watching. But yeah, it did intensify right over I-35. We zoom on in here, we can show you the exact crossroads and neighborhoods, including Leander. Golf ball size hail over an inch in diameter is what we're expecting here.
Yeah, on Leander Road in Georgetown. Look at this, golf ball size hail right in the Georgetown area. We have our reporter not far away in Cedar Park, stationed safely inside of the storm chasing vehicle, inside of a parking garage. Mercedes Hernandez, let's see what you're seeing out there. You are in the Cedar Park area off Anderson Mill Road. Can you give us a view? I see the lightning flashing outside of the car there.
Yes, for sure, David. Here, let me switch the camera so you guys can see that rain just started maybe 5 minutes ago. To point the camera a little bit up for y'all, maybe. Sorry, still getting a handle on the handles, if you will. But yeah, you can definitely see a temperature change out here. And this rain really started falling in heavy droplets maybe just 2 minutes ago. And I can barely hear myself talking right now. That's just how loud it is. We haven't really seen any hail in this yet, but this rain is very, very heavy and the visibility is extremely low. Just me looking outside right now.
Okay, thank you so much. 4:50 is the time. Let's give you kind of the wider look here, showing you the lightning, the heavy rain. We saw hail reports up to quarter-inch size. We saw reports of golf ball size hail. Milam County we're tracking. We're now tracking in Williamson County. Look at all this lightning as this line. Again, this is associated with the cold front. So we had readings, we had thermometer readings in over 90 to 94 degrees in portions of Llano County. And then we saw a 20-degree temperature drop behind this line of thunderstorms. Look at this, showing you the perspective of that line of storms moving in. So again, we're going to see heavy rain. We're going to see the lightning. You're going to see those gusty winds roll in. We saw some wind reports upwards of 70 miles per hour that the radar was indicating. If we actually take back to the radar here, but actually showing you the wider perspective of every single camera that we have here on our KXAN TV studio camera. Let's go through Round Rock. All the lightning associated with this out. We want to stay inside and off the roads. Georgetown up and down I-35, showing again Georgetown being hit hardest by the heavy rain and of course the hail that we're looking at here along 29 130. Hutto, you're about 15 minutes or so away from being hit with the initial line of heavy rain. Up through Milam County as well, we're continuing to track some strong gusty winds, 55 to 60 miles per hour. About 5 to 10 minutes or so away from hitting Cameron, down through 77. Rockdale, you still have time to put your car in a carport, put it in under some kind of overhang or inner garage to avoid some of this hail, because again, we're still seeing some of those estimates up to golf ball size. Looking
Sean,
at some of the velocities here. What do you have, David?
That looks like a little bit of a notch there. You see that there
Right
approaching
there?
Jones Prairie?
That's right, yeah. So we're going to be watching for any kind of brief pulses here of some broad rotation. If we see any rotation develop at the surface, we're going to be watching out for the potential for, again, an isolated tornado. The good thing that we are seeing now, again, this line of thunderstorms becoming more linear, so that would mean more straight line winds not associated with the tornado, but there could still be a brief spin up, a brief pulse here of a tornado. Again, not confirmed, but just something we're going to be keeping an eye out for. So just kind of giving you behind the curtains look at that, showing you again the radar here, what's falling from the sky. We actually have Bree in Round Rock right now, actually showing the rain moving into that area. Let's take a look right now, again, showing you the radar up and down I-35, the heavy rain right now. Bree, what are you seeing? Georgetown, again, just north of your area, we had some large hail. Are you seeing hail, gusty winds? What's going on out there?
No hail yet, and the rain just started about 30 seconds ago, and it was crazy. I mean, 5 minutes ago, it was sunny. I didn't feel any wind. There were birds chirping, and now we're going to give you a wide look. Look at how gray the sky is right now. Like I said, rain just started about 30 seconds ago, not super heavy yet. It's windy out here. I've had to hold my hat to keep it on my head. I don't know if you can hear this right now. Rain is starting to pick up again, and there's a lot of traffic right now on 35. I mean, it's rush hour time right now. I know you guys are warning people to try to stay off the roads as much as possible. People here in this shopping center parking lot have been running into the buildings, and oh, there we go, another lightning strike. Couple rumbles of thunder, but at this point, you know, kind of just bracing for some of that heavier weather to hit, guys.
Brianna Hollis live in Round Rock. Thanks so much. As this hail core continues to move through Georgetown and also Cedar Park, we have our storm chasing partner, Jeff Mangum, positioned in a parking garage. I believe he's at 183 in Duval in the Northwest Austin, Cedar Park area. Jeff, can you hear me? Jeff, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, Jeff, you've been chasing these storms all afternoon. Tell us what you're seeing right there and where you are.
Yeah, we started in Liberty Hill about an hour ago, maybe a little more than that. And you could see the storms really gaining in strength and the hail cores really building up. So we made it down 183, and we are here at Duval. We're about to be under a parking garage, anticipating a bunch of hail to come over our way and document it the best we can.
Jeff, thank you so much. We're glad you were chasing these storms safely. We will check back in with you here shortly as you remain there in that parking garage, out of the rain, out of the hail. We are still watching a dangerous hail core moving from Cedar Park Lakeline Mall area eastward toward Jollyville, Round Rock, and Wells Branch area. We have another even stronger area of hail moving from Georgetown up to Weir and the Granger area up in northeastern Williamson County. So let's go back into Georgetown before we focus on that most severe part of the hail core, which is now east of I-35. Look at this, southeast inner loop, we've got Leander Road. Everybody here in Georgetown proper still seeing what looks like damaging hail. That's a printer. I thought that was hail outside of our studio. Never mind. This hail will be exiting Georgetown here pretty shortly in the next 15 minutes or so, but there's still heavy rain, there's still dangerous lightning. We do want you guys to stay indoors. Let me take you northeastward now toward where this radar indicated golf ball size hail is falling. This is on 971 and also on Lessa Lane. This is just north of Jonah. Notice golf ball size hail picked up by our radars now east of the Georgetown area. This is enough to dent your car. This might be enough to crack a windshield. This is certainly enough to need to call the roofer in the morning and have an insurance adjuster come out. This is damaging hail. This is serious stuff. And this is more long-lasting than those little pulse storms that we saw a couple nights ago in Dripping Springs. Jonah, you guys are under the gun next. Circleville, you guys are next. Can we track this hail core moving east-southeast at 35 miles per hour? We'll give folks out in Taylor their proper warning as this hail comes our way. And then we'll talk about Austin, because it looks like the line down in Austin might be weakening just a bit. Here are the arrival times of the hail in Williamson County. You can see it moving east-southeastward. McNeil shortly, Wells Branch at 5:02, Pflugerville at 5:07, and Thrall by 5:15. Please do remain indoors. Take care of your animals as well. Let me take you down the line into the Austin area, and we'll check on this part of the line because, as I mentioned a moment ago, it looked like this part of the Travis County line might be weakening. Hopefully, this could be a saving grace for some of us here in Austin as the hail continues to pulse up, approaching Jollyville and Round Rock. That's more golf ball size hail approaching Jollyville and Round Rock. Let's go down to Travis County if we can. Appreciate the help from meteorologist Sean Kelly and Nick Bannon over here in the Weather Center. Here's Austin under a severe thunderstorm warning, but look at this. Could the notorious Austin effect be happening where the storms weaken as they approach? I don't think we'd complain about it in this case. A severe thunderstorm as of now is moving into Austin at the times listed on your screen, also moving east-southeast at about 35 miles an hour. Westlake Hills at 5:12, Clarksville, Beautiful Homes downtown at 5:18, and into Maynard by 5:22. But let's check the hail scope and the velocity in this part of the line because my money is on not much hail. Look at this. Southwest of 183, it looks like we only have some small non-damaging hail at this time. Lakeway, Hudson Bend, you might hear a couple little tings on the roof, some pea-sized hail. Let's go a little farther southwest down the line before we go back to Williamson County. Double check on our friends, make sure they're not getting anything down in Hayes, Blanco counties. I don't think they are. Yeah, look at that. Okay, good. No real damaging hail concern there. But back in Williamson County, one more time, Lainey. Thank you. Back in Williamson County, this hail continues to intensify. Let's go tight west of Round Rock just for a moment. It looks like I might see some egg-size hail there, that purple color. Here we are on Great Oaks Drive, just north of the 45 toll and 620. Golf ball size hail or larger. This is moving directly eastward into Round Rock. So we do want to stay with these storms as this damaging hail moves into our populated metro area. Jeff Mangum is still positioned up near 183 in Duval. Let's take his shot and see how these storms are looking from that area. There he is. You can see some folks there on the elevated roadways, some dark clouds there. Do we still have Jeff on the phone line? All right, Nick Bannon, I'm going to let you talk to Jeff here. He's up in northwest Austin as the storms roll through.
Jeff, what we've been seeing is up to golf ball sized hail in some areas. A lot of reports coming in about an inch in diameter so far. You're very close to getting the hail where you are. Certainly the frequency of the lightning is apparent and the heavy rain is coming your way. What are you seeing so far? What are you anticipating?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We're about 1 mile away from the front of the hail core coming to our direction, our location. What we're noticing is the hail cores just keep building further south. And so I'm anticipating that this storm is just going to become more robust over the next few minutes. So we're parked under a car wash, kind of parking garage area, and kind of in a safe spot. So we'll see what happens. But we're looking at 183 right in front of us, and it is packed with cars. So unfortunate situation for a lot of drivers.
No doubt. Happening during the evening rush hour on a Friday, certainly far from ideal. Jeff, we'll keep checking back in with you. We do want to share some new video we've been getting of some of the hail falling in parts of Central Texas from viewer Karen Buchanan, just west of Lake Buchanan. You can see some of the hail pelting her backyard there, and you can certainly hear it as well. Let's take you to another viewer, Victoria Barber. Wow. This was around 3:30 this afternoon, taken on 183 just south of Lampasas. Hail pounding the car as they were on the highway there just trying to get through. And this is why we've been advising you never to drive through this type of stuff unless you absolutely have to get your kids or to get to safety. And then we've got some pictures that have been coming in. This from a viewer, Michelle Small, showing the storm clouds rolling into the Lampasas area. More images of the storm clouds rolling into the Round Rock area, I believe, here from this particular viewer, Alexis Panther. And as we get you some of the hail images from Burnett, this is from Madison in Burnett, showcasing some of the hail there and some of the issues that it's been causing. Hail up to golf ball size there, Madison reporting, and also marble size. You can really see it there in her hand. We also have some video from Scott Wagner of the hail falling in Kingsland. And you can just see that there. We now have Mercedes live on Lakeline Boulevard near where Austin meets Cedar Park. Mercedes, what do you see?
Hey there, very much a lot of rain. Me and our videographer Jake Sykes here are parked under kind of an awning at a gas station just to take cover, but there are a lot of cars out here. I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but there's a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. I'm gonna give you guys a look. Let me get that camera out here and try to give you a look on this side of our mobile storm chasing vehicle. But yeah, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, definitely a lot more cars on the road than's probably ideal right now. So everybody that is driving home, it probably should just take their time, you know, just drive carefully, try not to go anywhere if you are watching this at home. Take it from me, we're out here in the elements, and please just stay safe out there, y'all.
Thank you so much. Mercedes Hernandez reporting live for us as the storms roll through the area. I wanted to give you a picture of where the hail is, because although we have severe thunderstorm warnings in Austin right now, the worst of the hail is staying just north of us, at least for the time being. If, Nick, you wouldn't mind zooming in just west of Round Rock, and then let's take the Round Rock camera back in the control room on WeatherNet if we can. I've already got that pulled up for you. Just west of Round Rock, this is my main concern right now, as an area of what looks like damaging hail, probably golf ball size, moves just on the north side of Jollyville, into Jollyville itself, and toward the center of Round Rock, downtown Round Rock. Notice some broken areas of hail extending out toward Jonah in Williamson County as well. But let's go real tight here into, after we track this out, into that area west of Round Rock. Here's the track with the correct forward speed of this line. So the hail is going to be moving into Jollyville right now. It is 5:03. Hutto 5:07, Waterloo at 5:10, Pflugerville 5:13, and into places like Oak Ridge by 5:15. Just west of Round Rock, oh, look at that new radar scan near Jollyville. That looks like even larger hail just to the southwest of here. There we are on Palmer. So this is right near where Jeff is located. Let me know if they're seeing anything on their shot. This is golf ball size hail falling in the northwestern Austin metro from Lakeline Mall and Anderson Mill to Jollyville up toward Round Rock. Let's go to our WeatherNet camera from the control room if we can. We've got a camera right in Round Rock, and look at all this traffic. My goodness. This is happening as a severe thunderstorm capable of producing golf ball size hail is moving into the area. Let's go to the TxDOT camera at 183 in Duval. Oh, man, I know it's rush hour. This is hard to avoid as folks are getting off of work or getting where they're going, but this is thousands and thousands of vehicles that are about to get or are getting right now hail damage from these storms that are rolling through the Austin area. Several springs in Austin's history, when we have a pretty widespread area of quarter to golf ball size hail like we're seeing now, moving into the populated parts of the Austin metro, that can be a $100 million hailstorm. That can be a $160 million hailstorm when you look at all of the insurance claims from homes, roofs, from vehicle damage. And as I mentioned, this golf ball size hail is really serious. That is enough to pretty seriously damage your vehicle if you're trapped out in it. So in these areas, what do? You stay home. This is exactly what we've been advising the whole time. This line of storms, not all quite as intense as that part up in Round Rock and North Austin, thank goodness, but it is affecting a lot of us with dangerous lightning and heavy rain. As we mentioned, no serious hail right now moving into Travis County, farther south in the line, but we'll keep an eye on that and for any potential spots of rotation as this continues. Let me take you back to the Austonian weather camera, if we can punch that up straight. Spectacular view of this line of storms moving into Austin. And you can see on the right side there, that's the rain shaft and the hail falling in Jollyville and northwest Austin to Cedar Park. You saw some flashes of lightning over there. None of these are tornadic clouds. These are just on the left side, what we call scud clouds. That's just indicative of some low-level moisture. Not a tornado threat in Austin at this time. Let's go to our reporter, Brianna Hollis, live in Round Rock. Bree, we hear that you are seeing some hail. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of pieces in my hand right now. We can take a closer look. I've had them in my hand for about a minute, so they've melted a bit, but it's significantly bigger than it was when I signed off with you guys about 10 minutes ago. I want to go ahead and take a look at the traffic. I heard you guys talking a lot about the traffic on I-35. There's some first responders out here. We can't tell at this point if there's a crash, and that's what is slowing things up right now. But a lot of people out here on the road, like you said, getting hammered by this hail at the moment. And if we can get a closer look at some of the cars and the hail that's hitting the car, it's loud. I'm staring at it right here.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the hail bigger than what we saw earlier, even bigger than the pieces that were just in my hand a minute ago. Of course, this is accompanied by rain. We're seeing some cooling spots out here in the parking lot. But when I face the other way, looking north, I am seeing sunshine, so also just indicative of how quickly these storms are moving through, David.
Ouch. Hail on all those vehicles in that brand new Audi. Brianna Hollis in North Austin, Round Rock area. We'll check back in with you here shortly. Let's go to Jeff, who is also in the Northwest Austin area. We hear Jeff starting to see some hail. I think he's at 183 in Duval. Is that right, Laney? 183 in Duval. We already talked about all the traffic there on the flyovers when we spoke to Jeff, our KXAN storm chaser, a moment ago. You can see at the bottom of the frame there, it looks like some heavy rain certainly hitting the ground, probably mixed with some hail in there. Of course, this far away, it's a little tough as that falls into water-soaked pavement to tell how big that hail is. Good to see one of those cars under a protected carport there.
This is Duval and 183 right here.
Yeah, Nick, why don't you show us where we're looking?
Yeah, so this is a tight zoomed-in view of where our storm chaser, Jeff Mangum, is right now. There's the 183, and then this road right here is Duval, okay? So where they meet is right here. And David, maybe you could put a query on the type of hail they may be seeing right now where 183 meets Duval. And what we're also seeing is just to the west and northwest of where Jeff is where the bigger hail is, up to walnut golf ball sized hail, inch in diameter, 1.75 inches in diameter. So if he's getting hail, it's probably pea size for now, but as that hail in Jollyville basically slides east-southeast down 183, then the chances of Jeff starting to get some of the larger hail where he is only goes up, and probably just a few minutes from now, David.
Yeah, why don't you show us the WeatherNet camera? We've got Round Rock pulled up. This is the Whittlesea on the south side of Round Rock. Look at this traffic, Nick.
Yeah, my wife's, I tried to get her to leave work early. She couldn't. She's stuck on 35, trying to get east on 45. This is what 35 looks like right near where it meets 45 toll, so kind of right around there. And that hail is actually only going to get worse as the larger hail from the Jollyville area only works toward where 35 meets 45. So in Round Rock now, your hail will only get larger for a little bit before it actually starts to come down. And you can see the general movement here does move that hail southeast into more of Round Rock, and then areas like Wells Branch, portions of Pflugerville too, could get in on some of that very large hail. You can see where the worst of the hail right now is. It's in Jollyville, right along 45 toll, and just to the south, where it's estimated up to golf ball size hail. So far, some of the largest reports of hail that we've seen officially around an inch, inch and a half. Wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing these numbers go up as more of this hail heads into very populated areas, David.
Update here from the Weather Service saying storms maintaining their strength in Williamson County, but the strongest activity may skirt just to the north of downtown Austin, given the current trends. That could, of course, certainly change. We are still preparing for the storms in Austin.
We also have the expansion and extension here of the severe thunderstorm warning, which now includes all of Travis County, of course, and also into Lee County and now into Bastrop County. That's through the 6 p.m. hour. So as expected, as the squall line moves out towards the east, 40 miles per hour, we're going to continue to see these severe thunderstorm warnings issued, and they'll continue to expire out towards the west, but then be reissued here further out towards the east. Again, as it moves eastward, 35 to 40 miles per hour. We're continuing to track this very linear line of severe thunderstorms capable of producing large hail and damaging winds. We've had multiple reports here up to golf ball size hail, and of course those wind gusts, David, 65 to 70 miles per hour, showing you that perspective here along the Austonian weather camera here.
Yeah, let's take that if we can. Look at that. Spectacular. Yeah, now we're looking on the Austonian from downtown, Sean, northward, and that shaft of dark gray in the center and right of your screen, that's the rain core and the hail shaft, as we call it. In the distance, that's over Jollyville, it's over Round Rock, that's damaging hail that you can see in the distance. And if we look left a little bit on the Austonian, this is, I think we're still seeing kind of that green color, aren't we? You see that under the darkest clouds, how it's sort of backlit by the sunshine in the hill country. We've seen kind of this green color in addition to those mammatus clouds, the low-hanging fruit under the thunderstorm anvil. This is just really indicative. Everything I'm saying just means it's a really strong thunderstorm. So here we are back. I think this is 183, right?
Yeah, it's 183 in Duval. You could see some of that flooding rain kind of pulling over there on the shoulder of the road as traffic moving a little bit better there, David. But you can see, starting to see really that water pile up on the shoulder.
Okay, let's go back to the radar here as Nick gives us a broad view of the line. We don't want to lose track of everybody else.
Just quickly wanted to mention a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Austin, goes until 5:45. One of them was about to expire, so they wanted to get ahead of it and reissue the warning and extend it a little farther to the south and east and into portions of Bastrop County, David.
And what are we mentioning specifically, Nick, on the severe in Travis from the Weather Service?
Just
is
60
that
mile per
quarter
hour.
60? Okay.
Yeah, but an inch and a half in hail.
Okay, ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds in Travis County possible, according to the National Weather Service. So let's put this here into motion. Let's stay on Travis County, and then we'll go down southwest if we can, and then we'll circle back up to the hail. So in Travis County, again, even though the storm doesn't look quite as strong as what we're seeing just in the northern part of Austin, this is still a severe thunderstorm capable of producing damaging hail up to ping pong ball size and wind gusts that are almost hurricane force, 60 miles per hour. You can see some lightning now striking the ground in northeast Austin where it's not even raining. Please stay indoors. That's called a bolt from the blue, a bolt where you could have blue skies. Of course, not quite today. Here goes the movement of the line through the Austin area. Potential for hail damage and wind damage in these communities at the listed times. 522, downtown Austin, that's in 8 or 9 minutes. Manor at 528, Buda 542, Elroy, Niederwald, and Cedar Creek right around the 6 o'clock hour. Let's double check back on the hail core on Travis County, and we'll go back to that North Austin stuff in a moment. It doesn't look like the line southwest of us has been successful in building in hail. This is good news for our friends at the Y at Oak Hill, Bee Cave, Lakeway, Dripping Springs. You guys are getting a thunderstorm, but we're not detecting any hail in that at the time being. The velocity can get a little messy here in Travis County since we're between two radar sites, but there is the potential, again, of 60-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts with this line as well.
And another important note, too, from the National Weather Service is
Sean,
that the movement of the line has slowed down quite a bit. It was, again, at its fastest rate up to 45 miles per hour, now moving towards the southeast 25 miles per hour. So we're going to be dealing with the hail in these areas that are experiencing the hail for a longer period of time now that the overall movement of this line has slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Do we still have Round Rock up on the weather net? Last time we saw that camera, they were getting rain, hail, and there was just gridlock traffic.
Change it.
I'll take whatever we've got on the weather net if we need to. Oh, yeah, it is on the Austonian. Do you guys mind changing that back to Round Rock here?
Got it.
Again, the strongest part of the storm that we're going to focus in on here is over Pflugerville, Round Rock, now past Georgetown. Georgetown, you guys really don't have any more hail. That's good news as the worst of it passes you. But let's go tight here. This hail core is shifting southward a little bit. It looks like now south of Pflugerville even may get it some of the worst. Let me know back in the control room what we're seeing on Jeff and Mercedes shots as well. We can take them at any time. Okay, so here, watch the hail core moving with me. It's kind of creeping southward. Can we zoom in up toward the domain, northern Travis County, Mopac, right there? Yep, perfect. Here we are in Jollyville, Tanglewood Estates. Here's 183. There's 360 in Mopac. The Arboretum's down at the bottom of your screen. This is golf ball size hail in a really populated area. Here we are in the domain. What size hail? Okay, we'll go to her in 1 second. Here we are on the Indeed weather cam up at the domain. This is exactly where we were looking. Of course, it's too far above the streets to see the hail size, but a significant storm right now moving through north central Austin. Let's go to Brianna Hollis, who is live for us in Round Rock with another report on the rain and hail there. Bree.
Hey guys, so I was getting ready to tell you that it looked like the rain was stopping, but we just got another round of hail, and you can probably hear it again hitting the cars out here. But looking north, see the sun, panning south, see all the dark clouds over there, over I-35. But just wanted to kind of give you guys an update that it does look like we're starting to get to the point of it fully leaving this area over here in Round Rock.
Okay, great. Sean, do you mind pulling that up for us on Max 1 here in a little bit? Brianna Hollis, live in Round Rock. Thank you so much. we're going to show you the traffic maps here in just a moment because this is really snarling things right as rush hour hits on a Friday. Sometimes rush hour is a little earlier on a Friday, but you know, these storms didn't hit at 6 o'clock. They hit starting at 4:30, so they've impacted so many of us out on the roads who had to be there, unfortunately. Right now, just to update you, if you're just joining us, a line of severe thunderstorms is moving through the middle of the KXAN viewing area. That translates to the Austin area. We've seen radar indications of golf ball-size hail in North Austin, Pflugerville, and Round Rock. We also have the potential of 60-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's capable of causing scattered power outages and bringing some tree limbs down. As we look live from the domain, indeed, weather cam again showing some heavy rain and hail. We also have our reporter Mercedes Hernandez, who is in the northwest Austin area. Do we have Mercedes?
Thank you, David. Yeah, we're kind of looking here to the right side of me. That's that storm cell that's moving over Round Rock right now, but definitely still seeing a lot of lightning. Things are lightening up kind of where we're at. I'd say a little bit west in terms of being directly in Cedar Park. But yeah, it's definitely lightening up here compared to what we saw just maybe 10 minutes ago. Those big fat rain droplets really aren't falling as fast and as heavy anymore. The traffic here is kind of looking a little bit more normal as people start, you know, trying to make their way home. But definitely, if you're headed anywhere, if you're stuck on the road right now, still drive carefully. There's lots of lightning and rain, just not right where we're at right now. So yeah, as you guys have been saying over and over again, just stay home.
All right, Mercedes Hernandez, thank you so much. Let's go to Sean Kelly now with a look at how this is impacting the roadways.
Yeah, at 518, let's get a look here at the traffic maps here and go back to that TxDOT camera that I have of 183 and Duval Road. We have that up on our traffic maps, and then I'm going to show you what's going on out there. Look, again, we're watching for some of these minor areas with some of that water starting to pile up on the shoulder of the road. You can see actually traffic picking up a little bit better there. But now let's get to those traffic maps. I'm going to show you some of those major delays as, of course, we're heading to the busy Friday evening commute. A lot of people heading home from work. If we can, again, get to the maps, there we go. Look at these drive times, 100 minutes.
Wow.
From Round Rock to downtown. We have Cedar Park through Cesar Chavez, 55-minute commute along 183 South. So stay, if you're watching this from work, wait for this squall line to push through. It is moving. And we love to see that. It's pushing through the area. It's not going to last too long, but look at these drive times. 20 minutes now in an area that would typically take you 5 minutes across Mopac, heading inbound there. You could see back up towards the North Georgetown, down through 1431 along I-35. Inbound 20-minute commute, 33 minutes across Mopac from 45 through Cesar Chavez, and just an hour alone from Cedar Park down through Cesar Chavez along 183 East. And then again, from Round Rock to downtown Austin, 100 minutes. Cannot stress it enough. It's not worth it right now to get out there on the roads. One, it's going to take you forever. Two, this is life-threatening. It's dangerous. We're also dealing with a new crash. Looks like coming into the First Warning Traffic Center out in the Round Rock area. That's one of the major reasons why we are seeing that major delay. That's just south of 79, it looks like. You can see those heavy delays northbound and southbound, and you could see why. This is in one of the busy areas across the radar where we're seeing the heaviest rain. Where we're seeing the largest hail, again, pushing down towards the south and east. And as I mentioned earlier, this line is slowing down, so these areas are going to start to see at least some brief localized flooding in those typical areas that we see it, those low-lying areas, especially when you get hit with these heavy bands of rain for a little bit of an extended period of time. And to add to that, we're still dealing with the hail just south of Round Rock, Jollyville area, across I-35. To add to that, traffic in many areas still at a standstill. So if you're watching this from work, you're watching this from some friend's house, or if you have plans here in the near future to head out, stay home. You don't have to stay home all night long. This is moving pushing through the area. You could actually hear it right above our studio as it gets closer to downtown Austin right now. Nick, you have something for us?
Yeah, just tracking the trajectory of that area of hail, it's starting to dive more to the southeast as opposed to eastward. So it looks like Hutto, while you've had a little bit of hail, you and Taylor as well, this could be heading right for clipping portions of the Austin Executive Airport and then diving south into northeast Austin. So Austin's not going to entirely miss this. Downtown might miss some of the large hail, but now we're starting to see this hail diving more to the southeast as opposed to being more east-southeast. So North Austin and especially northeast Austin expecting the potential for hail. If there's good news out of this is that the potential hail size is starting to shrink a little bit. Sometimes these storms have been pulsing and going from larger hail, say golf ball size, slightly bigger, back down to quarter-size hail. You can see near Tanglewood Estates and I-35 there just to the west of 35, basically between 35 and 183 is where we have the largest hail now, right over portions of Mopac, right near St. David's North Austin Medical Center, Palmer Lane over there, golf ball sized hail, and this is what's diving east-southeast. So could still clip portions of the Pflugerville area with this large hail. I am getting reports of some small hail so far in Pflugerville, nickel and dime size, but as far as the live, as the larger hail goes, that looks like it might hit portions of south and southwestern Pflugerville and then northeastern Austin.
Nick Bannon, thanks so much for that hail analysis. Let's go to the Austonian weather camera if we can, and I'll show you what is happening outside of our studios. We hear some loud thunder and heavy rain pounding. Here we are in downtown Austin looking northward toward the worst part of that storm. Let's go to WeatherNet now. Thank you so much to folks in the control room. I'm sorry I keep barking orders at you. This is really so we can give everybody the best views of the storm. And here we are now on top of our studio at UT, looking back toward the south, toward downtown. And you can hardly even see the skyline there as some heavy rain and maybe some small hail fall. Sean.
Yeah, if we could actually go back to me, I'm going to be on the green screen here showing you the TxDOT camera. We now I have a look here along I-35 and McNeil Drive. I can actually visibly see the accident here on the shoulder of the road. And that is one of the major reasons, of course, with the weather right now, the heavy rain, the hail, but also the accident that we're seeing right on the shoulder there along I-35 that is making for over an hour commute here early this evening. So please, we cannot stress this enough. Stay off the road. We're dealing with, again, some areas seeing over an hour commute from Georgetown down through North Austin alone. Again, the largest hail we're continuing to track just south of the Pflugerville as this moves down towards the south and east, now into northern portions of Austin, and again, moving across that I-35 corridor, David.
Sean, thanks so much. And that hail looks like it's pulsing up one more time. Let's go into that in North Austin. This is now a little area of concern. Just as this line looked like it was weakening, this is why we've got to pay attention to these storms as they move through Austin. Some small hail stretching toward downtown in that gray color, but some more significant, possibly damaging hail now at I-35 and 183. Here we are tight on the radar now at I-35, just north of the 183 intersection. You can see Mopac and 183 over there, the domain up toward the left hand of your screen. This is radar indicated golf ball size hail falling right now near Ferguson Lane, 183 and 290. This is in northeast Austin, just northeast of 290 and 183, 290 and I-35, pardon me. This golf ball size hail, again, is capable of vehicle damage, roof shingle damage, maybe even some siding damage if this is wind blown, as it would be coming from west to east on that side of your house. And again, this smaller hail extends down toward Austin a little bit. It doesn't look like South Austin is going to get much hail, fingers crossed. We'll keep you posted if that changes. But the worst of this hail core, even though it is trending a little farther southward, remaining up in northern parts of town. Here's the new track as this hail core advances, causing some damage, no doubt, in North Austin. In the Miller area at 526, Windsor Park, same time, right next door. Garcia Middle School at 530, Manor at 536. If you are ahead of, let's say, what time is it, 525 or so? Ahead of the Manor area, east of Manor, you probably still have time to move your car into the carport or into the garage. If you're not, though, this storm is really imminent, and I would prefer that you stay indoors to protect your safety over your property. You can always fix that, of course, at a later date. As we continue to watch this hail core, let's zoom out, make sure we're not missing anything else with this line of severe storms. Some small hail picked up in Blanco with a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is, as we switch over to the reflectivity, heading into Hayes County, no doubt. Wimberley, this is on your doorstep. Dripping Springs, you guys are getting a good storm, but not damaging hail as it looks right now. That's a bright side. But this severe thunderstorm warning for Hayes County continues until 5:45. As we wrap up, guys in the control room, let me know the countdown to nightly, and we might release you. Okay, we might release you to your regular scheduled programming here, depending on what this hail core does. Severe storms continue up into Milam County, where dangerous frequent lightning is happening. Some hail, wind damage possible there as well. Let's do a broad track on this whole squall line. You know, the thing about the earlier arrival in Austin is that it's about to be over. I'll bet the sun is out in Llano right now behind this storm. Got it, Santos. And this is going to clear out very quickly. The line is slowing, as Sean told you, but overall, this is not going to be a long-lasting overnight threat at all. Elroy, 559. Bryan, 517, east of our area. Bastrop, 526. Lockhart and Giddings before 7. Smithville at 6:59. These are the arrival times of heavy rain, dangerous lightning, dangerous wind, and the possibility of some dangerous hail. Oh, no, look at this hail core now in North Austin. I'm not sure we can go to nightly, guys, with this just quite yet. Any reports coming in, gentlemen, in the Weather Center from the Weather Service in the chat window? I wonder if we're getting any reports yet, or you can pull up the LSRs on the map, and we'll see what's popping up. Okay, here's some hail reports. You saw that hen egg. That's the eggs in your fridge, 2-inch hail, big enough to no doubt cause roofing damage and obviously vehicle damage. Let's check on some of these. You can do it off air, Nick, if you want, so we don't crowd the map. I assume most of these are quite small. I've seen some half-inch, penny-sized, some pea-sized hail. Let me know if we're seeing anything bigger than that. There's walnut, which is quarter size. Our map likes to call it walnut. That's 1-inch hail.
Here's some larger hail. Golf ball in Jollyville.
Maybe we can hit Nick here in the Weather Center. Golf ball confirmed in Jollyville at 5:08. Okay, that's where we need to be focused, Laney, for any storm damage as of right now in the Jollyville area. Confirmed report of golf ball size hail. Let's go back in here. We can't release this storm just quite yet, guys. Thank you. Just east of I-35 in northeast Austin, this is now some of the worst hail that we've seen today in the viewing area, and it's falling in Travis County. Samsung Boulevard, just south of Palmer Lane. This is in northeastern Travis County, a slightly less populated area, but no doubt we've got some folks out there. Golf ball to hen egg size hail falling in, what, about 100 square mile area, maybe a 50 square mile area. This is a big hail core moving through Travis County, really causing some problems for our friends in this area. This is south of Round Rock. It's kind of northwest of the Manor area and moving your direction. Downtown is here at the bottom of your screen. We're not worried about hen egg size hail moving toward downtown as of right now. You see that pea-sized hail maybe toward downtown. But this hail core is no joke as it moves through northeastern Travis County toward the Manor area. You guys are next. Manor, remain indoors. Bring your dogs inside. Any livestock, make sure they are prepared adequately and protected from this. We saw some videos from North Texas a couple of days ago of some livestock running through tennis ball size hail, and that's not a situation that we want to find ourselves in here in the metro area or anywhere in central Texas tonight. This hail core extends all the way down toward Miller and Windsor Park, where we're detecting about quarter size hail. The worst of it, though, northeast of the 290 I-35 intersection. And here's the new track as this hail core moves east-southeastward at about 25 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, it's slowed.
So it moves it to Austin Executive Airport here any minute, Manor at 5:35, Travis State School at 5:37, Walter E. Long Park at 5:40, and no doubt it could hold together a little bit farther east than that. Okay, we're going to have to let you go here in about 30 seconds, but I promise we'll be back with storm updates as this storm warrants. Just to zoom you out briefly and give you a wider picture of Travis County, a dangerous hail core continues to move through northeast and north central Austin. If you're in the Manor area or anywhere east of Manor on 290, shelter indoors. Make sure your pets are taken care of as well. Me, meteorologist Nick Bannon, and Sean Kelly will be back with any updates as this situation warrants.